we will undoubtedly see both of these players there as we're spawning into the ZVZ on Ancient Cistern. In the upper right-hand corner, we have Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Dark.
And his opponent in the bottom left, certainly not coughing to death right here, choking on something. In the blue, from Onside Gaming, I'll call the team that was Neeb's team. It is Solar. The ZVZ go.
I miss Neeb.
Dude, Neeb is all. How do you feel though, Chickenman? We're together in something we're both partnered with. We're partnered on our own and together, which is a good feeling. And many levels is the funny thing with you and I together here. So thank you for casting with me. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to do some casting with Dave once again.
Thinking back on it, the Chickenman Testa Open actually brought Neeb back into games before he retired, and he has good showings there, but I feel like he really used it as a chance to not just have fun, but to get a little practice in.
Yeah.
And he didn't win every one-handedly all the time, but he had a hell of a showing before he left. But that's the power of Chickenman Testa and OSC, guys.
That's right.
Just saying.
That's right. Bringing the players together, bringing them back. I mean, not to brag, but Parting's first game back from military service, his first competitive game was in a KSL.
Yeah, it was, and as sad as he was to lose, guys, Chickenman included, chat, YouTube from any of our channels, mine is gonna be less useless because I'm gonna start making thumbnails and, you know, a series instead of hours-long things now, because I should probably do that. Like Chickenman with the best bait and switch hook of all time.
I will say that thumbnail took me like 3 to 4 times as long as all my other thumbnails to make, but I think it was worth it.
Dude, I looked at him like, you weren't wrong. I'm like, that shit's popping off, man. I think that's.
I knew it was gonna be good. I was casting that game, you versus Taylor Swift. I was like, I gotta make this a clickbait YouTube video for sure. Like,
I was wondering why you even covered that. Like, I mean, I understand when it's like me versus Steadfast or somebody versus whatever. I mean, we're friends. Like, I'd cover you if you were playing. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. But
yeah,
like,
I mean, I just covered it because it sounded like fun. But then I was like, oh, we're about to get a bunch of YouTube views on this. Thanks, Taylor Swift.
yeah. I know. Probably didn't help that I'm like, guys, I'm playing against a celebrity.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
I got your gears
It really
grinding,
sells it. That's such a good opening.
Blew my mind. Oh, man. What a throw that series was. But we got the 1 versus 3 lings and a queen. The 1 ling is certainly dead. The queen should be able to hold 3 lings. But Metabolic Boost is about to pop for both of them. Dark's a little quicker, but Solar's Baneling Nest finishes. Ooh, excuse me. I might have said it before. And Chickenman, by all means, I know this is Dave with you, but when we get to that point, if you're feeling like you need to do solo, you can straight out tell me, or but I know we'll be fine. This is looking interesting.
We'll keep going until you're feeling like maybe it's time for something else, or
well, you're tired of being
chilling.
I mean, you got to close the bar and stuff, mate. I don't want you to have to work after work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, it's all good. Man. We got a lot of lings coming out of Dark here. He's going to try to get a bit aggressive. Solar got to pull back and make some Banes back at home. He's only got a couple right now, but Dark's starting to come in here, and I think Solar's realized it, but it might be a little bit late. Oh, Banelings trying to connect here. Queen's coming off to fight as well. As Solar's trying to split correctly, he's got roaches on the way. Solar has 8 roaches in production right now, but the third base, it's starting to get hit. Oh, more lings and baits coming in. Solar's just trying to survive. If he can get these roaches out, he can be okay. Yeah, but I don't know. The queen's going down. The banelings and lings coming in to the natural. The roaches finally pop, but is it too late?
Oh, the baneling nerf actually affects ZVZ so much, dude. Holy shit, I didn't even, like, I have thought of before. The third hatch is gonna fall, but I don't think it sounds crazy, but I don't think the third hatch is as consequential of a loss as workers totally. Yes, it's production, but it's the tech. Dark just now getting his roach warren, Chickenman. I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
man,
Yeah, well, but if your roaches get surrounded by this many
Oh,
lings,
that's
a problem.
lot of lings, but more lings coming in to reinforce for Solar. I think Dark may have underestimated the power of this. And I feel like Dark's strength is going to be in counterattacking and trying to get into the natural, perhaps. He's got to be careful. The one Baneling. But it
Yeah,
looks like he's
seriously,
paying
it's-
attention.
This is actually sick, dude. This is the fun and the pain of ZVZ, right?
Yeah, and
so
Dark,
it could be,
Dark's got 9 roaches on the way. He's got a spine crawler. Solar, if Solar can kill the third, right, then they'll kind of be equalized. Dark needs to not let that happen, though. He's coming out with the queens, coming out with the lings. Roaches are about to pop at this base. Ooh, that might kind of be bad for Dark, though, because now he has to fight while he's waiting for roaches from the natural. Solar just jumping on all of this. So close.
yeah, at the same time with Zerg, the other thing that equalizes. I love the spine from Dark. Like it's kind of like a desperation spine, but he can literally keep the third, right? If you lose enough queens and you're playing a macro game, like that's another factor of production that's huge.
Yeah, and now it looks like Solar's just going to go for the third. He's going to dive for it. He knows he needs to kill it. Ooh, but
the
the
ling
lings.
pull.
12-4, down it goes. The last couple of ling shots take it out before the roaches kill them. And Solar will get out of there with a few roaches, but oh my god, look at that army supply. Dark has been building nothing but units this whole time. He's going to morph some Ravagers, pop some lings, and he's going to go for the full-on counterattack.
All right, so I do have to answer this because this is something in chat. If people come in, people are wondering if they came from Team Liquid. If you're here now and wondering who won in Cure versus Climb, it was Cure and a 3-1. And this could be for Liquipedia editors coming in or whatever, too. So that's why I'm mentioning it.
Yeah,
Sorry
Dark,
for interrupting the pace.
Dark supply blocking Solar there with those vials. Solar has gotten a lot of roaches out in the meantime. Is it going to be enough to hold, though? Dark's got these Ravagers here, and Solar, a lot of it's still in production. I don't think he's got enough. It feels like Dark's going to bust through, and Solar agrees. He taps out. Dark will take game number 1.
Dark taking him down to count. Like, yeah, I got to say, it's a tough one. Both those guys, very cool dudes in their own ways. I think Dark and Solar are very much sweethearts, man. So it's hard to root for either.
I don't know. Solar's a sweetheart. Dark, he's the villain, man. He's the villain.
Well,
and
he
knows
plays the villain, but you know from interacting.
No, I know.
How nice is
he's so
big.
nice. He really is.
I'm like, I might message Beyond one day and be like, Beyond, you used to be the nicest guy in StarCraft, but dude, I don't know. Estrella wins that one now, but still, you guys are close to Estrella. They'll go, wow, BM.
Oh, they're all so sweet, though. I don't know who the nicest could possibly be.
Yeah, I have some that I know are not on my nice. Hero Marine, surprisingly, is he's way up there on my list anyway. Hero Marine's insanely up there. Not so much on his stream. He knows it's true, but I'm like, man, is a.
I feel like a lot of the players on their streams are not that nice. You know, like Beyond's so sweet, but on his stream, I feel like there's more shit talking. Parting talks all sorts of crap, but like he's so nice.
Parting has changed a lot. Flapjack pointed that out to me. Flapjack, that he's like, you notice how Parting's changed. He's evolved a lot, and he's gotten. You could tell the military changed him. He's gotten older. He's not as ragey on stream. Oh, I see the kitty. Oh, that is so.
He wanted to say hi.
Is that partially a Maine Coon cat by any chance? Or you're not sure?
I mean, I don't think so, but you never know.
No, it looks like he's getting pretty big, and the fluffy tail, and
he's got a lot of fluff for sure.
But it's possible.
He's very lanky.
Well, as he grows, if he gets a little more.
He's not growing anymore. He's 4 years old. He's
4?
He's full size.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just you feeding him. You know, he's getting the Chickenman love. He looked a little.
It's true. It might be true.
I'm so happy you got a cat. Dude, you needed a cat in Hawaii, to be honest.
It's true.
I
But
think you
moving
needed
with the
a cat in
cat
way.
is so difficult. So I was waiting.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it wasn't the case because that would not be. No, that would not be fun.
I have done that before. I have done that before. I want to say thank you to Pony Danza for the 13-month resubscription during that game.
Hype, and I see Crip HS is balanced one with your channel points. ZVZ unbalanced.
It's true. That's big true. That's big true. We're going into another game here. What is this map? I don't know this map at all. Do you know this
You're
map?
on Abyss Super Islands? I have no freaking clue what this is.
What is
By
going on?
Salmon Cannon. And this is an expansion is close by to defend a central zone. We can't even see the mini map on this, and I've never seen this.
Is this like a real thing? I'm wondering if this is like a bug.
Well, you know how I usually joke around for my shout out to everybody Benja for the it's not a build thing. It's not a map. I don't know what this is,
It's
but yeah,
Solaris.
it is a bug.
Yeah, it was just a bug.
We're on
Okay.
Solaris.
I was like, what
I
is
think that's
going on?
I think that's Eddie trolling us, is what that is.
Maybe that's what it was.
Or the players are, if not.
That actually would be hilarious. All right. Yeah, I was worried it was like some arcade game. We got
Yeah,
we got the
same.
wrong replay and nobody checked it out. It's just some like Rainer party over here. Whoever wins map 2.
Yeah,
What was Nexus
exactly.
Wars? You remember Nexus Wars back in the day?
Oh, I
man.
do, exactly.
That was the jam.
Dude, that was honestly, it was Co-op Nexus Wars Center Bridge and a bunch of stuff that got me into actually playing ladder on StarCraft 2 finally. Later on was weirdly enough. As much as I played StarCraft, it was that stuff that actually surprisingly got me into ladder.
Well, we have exciting stuff here in game number 2. So let's introduce our players real quick because they're both going pool first. In the lower left-hand corner of Solaris, we have Dragon Kites. He's Dark.
And his opponent in the upper right playing Zealot Hockey. From Onside Gaming, it is Solar.
And 6
did play
lings
Brood War.
on the way on both sides. Solar has 13 drones. Dark has 14 because Solar
Yeah.
went for a gas and Dark is just going for the hatch.
Yeah, this is full send from Solar.
It certainly is.
You know, I have to answer something if you don't mind as these links go across the map. Someone in chat, Hype Time, asked if I played Brood War. Yes, I played not only Brood War, before Brood War even existed, I was playing StarCraft, and even when it was out with dial-up modems and in a LAN. This is a 14, 13, 12 from Solar, by the way, with my friends. It's how we'd play. We were in remote, rural America.
Well,
And, yeah, I
Dark's
was
going to get
playing
in here.
since
He's going to see the
inception.
Baneling Nest. And now there's some fun micro to be had. Solar took the long way around, so his lings are a little bit later. But, of course, he's about to have link speed and a Bane Nest finished. But now that Dark knows that, things get a little bit more interesting. Dark's got a queen out. He's got a spine crawler on the way. I'm sure this low ground hatch is not going to be up for long, but I think Dark's just going to leave it and let Solar work on it for a while. It'll buy a lot of time. I don't think he can
Solar's
defend it, though.
He's essentially all in. Like,
I mean-
this is literally an all in. It's
He
literally
could
did a 14,
transition.
13, 12.
He could transition. Because Dark... Well, no, he can't because it's a base. He'd have to kill this base. That's like the minimum Solar has to do right now. If he kills the base, though, he could transition because there's this weird situation where they're on the same worker count. So it's like, I guess he could just kill the hatchery and then leave.
Yeah, he could, and then it makes it. He could also kill a queen in.
Ooh, another queen
getting a
pops.
queen
Baneling's trying to come in here and get some good connections. The spine crawler on top of the ramp going to keep the lings down, but it looks like another queen's going to go down.
Yeah, 2 queens going down is huge, but more reinforcements and few as they will be. If he can kill, if he kills the spine,
I think he
or
needs
the
to
hatch,
just
no,
kill the hatch. He needs to just get the hatch and
is
leave. Because Dark's got a bunch more lings on the way. The hatch is, or the spine crawler is down here. The next queen is down here. But now Solar's got a hatchery halfway done. They're on the same worker count, but Solar has ling speed. So theoretically, Solar should win ling engagements from here on out.
So at this status, Chickenman, who's actually cheesing? At this point, neither player has any more workers really than what they started with.
There's no nobody's cheesing. We only have crackers here. There's no cheese at all. We're left with like crackers and jam. The cheese is gone by now.
The build that Solar did, it could have been a 13-12, but I think it was a 14-13-12, as I said. But like, I think now it's like,
I think this is better for Dark.
But yeah, Solar has the Baneling Nest, and that still can come into play. Not for assault,
well,
but
you know what?
defense.
Solar's hatch is done sooner, so this has to be better for Solar.
Yeah,
because of his natural being done, and there's nothing Dark can do about it right now. Dark hasn't even started mining gas, which I think is a good call, but it's gonna be so long before he gets into anything that can do anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is on top of that, the thing is, the production is about the fact that Banelings can be here. I'd say not really aggressively, but it's the zone. It's almost like zoning Baneling. You're preventing Dark from taking an additional base. You're preventing Dark from being able to go out because there's no shot he can go to. He has no gas. Dark has no gas.
Yeah,
dude. It's 100% in favor of Solar.
I think Dark has to just. I mean, Solar is 6 workers ahead already. That was the only thing Dark could have had going for him, is just pumping out drones quicker. But because he didn't have the larva for it, because his hatchery was later, and now the spine crawler is moving, and Solar's just gonna jump on top of a queen. Yeah, this is just a great position for Solar. Dark's going to go into double gas now, and I think he could go into like a 2-base roach or something. He's just going to, I'm sure, skip Ling speed probably. But Solar's just way further ahead. His lair is almost done. He's got a roach horn on the way. He could start up +1 on an Evo chamber.
Yeah, it's just the... I mean, cheese or not, a dub is a dub, especially in the tournament at this time in the tournament too. I think Solar is handily going to take this, but it's too early to call. We might see something cheeky from Dark, but I don't see how. It's 40-33 drones, Chickenman.
I mean, I feel like Solar's cheese just, it overcame Dark's. It outdid the flavor. You know when you eat like 2 pieces of cheese together and one just way overpowers the other? Solar is like he had like a Munster cheese. And Dark was like a light cheddar, like a real medium cheddar, and so you just get that foot flavor of Solar's Munster.
Yeah, exactly. What a way to put it. It's like talking in sandwiches. And funnily enough, Chickenman, even though I work for foods, you and I are not that far removed in stuff. And I mean, I've worked my fair share in the food business, but just like that, it's like the pizzeria that puts just mozzarella on, some cheek it up and put cheddar on, but they're like, no. You need a little bit of, you need a little mozzarella, you need a little bit of provolone, and maybe some Parmigiana, It's just, it seems a little more, like you said, though, the Munster, I'm like...
I just hate the taste of Munster, so like... If that was on a sandwich with anything else, I'd be like, ugh, tastes like Munster cheese.
I think even anybody that hates a certain type of food could like it if it's in the right context. Like, look at this, the Overseer's this is more than just a scout. This is like the flex. It's like I have an Overseer.
Solar's just making sure that Dark is where he thinks he is, so he can run across the map with his 25 army supply more and kill him, and that's pretty much what's going to happen here. It's going to be very hard for Dark to hold on.
Fighting in the spine, though.
Yeah, fighting in the spine. Fighting in the concave, I feel like it might still not matter. Like, Dark is pulling drones right now. Solar just has way too much. And there it is, GG. Solar's cheese overpowers Dark's.
Yeah, he handedly takes it. And if it wasn't for that Munster cheese, dude, I think Dark wouldn't have... would have been able to sniff him out. It's the Munster.
There it is. The Munster.
Not to be confused with Eddie.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's a different kind of Munster.
And not you, Eddie from OSC, but not Eddie Munster.
Right.
Who's more of a Herman.
Well, what is this? What is this bug? Now we're going to the
This is strange.
SOT is beta. I don't even know what that means.
Oh my gosh, we're getting hacked by like.
It's a weird lobby bug. I've never seen this before. All right, what map do you think this is? For map 3. We'll take a guess here. Take bets.
Brought to you by Play SOT is. I watched and it has a port. Oh my god, Mumble. Yeah, this seems like it's.
I'm hoping. All right, I think this is gonna be.
This is looking a little sketchy, Chickenman. If you're gonna be, yeah, it's
gonna be hard lead.
I'm gonna guess it's Alcione and Al Capone.
Alcione, Al Capone. Let's see who's right.
Alcione.
Oh, Site Delta.
We're both neither wrong. Of us are right.
We're both wrong.
We're both way off, dude.
We weren't that far off.
For having no information.
We had like a 1 in 8 chance, you know.
True.
we were all right. Could have been worse. So we're on Site Delta. It's 1-1. It's a best of 5. So now it's kind of like a best of 3 now. So here we go. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, we've got Dragon Kites Gaming's Dark in the red trunks.
And his opponent in the upper left from Onside Gaming. In the blue, bringing us the nice heavy Munster cheese. Going for a hatch first this time. It is Solar.
Yep, both players going hatch first. No early pools here. Do you remember the good old days of ZVZ between Dark and Rogue? Where they just 12 pooled like every other game and there was proxy hatches all the time? Those two guys, I swear they didn't know. They like never wanted to play macro games against each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do remember that. I was checking something out here, Chickenman, too. I'll tell you about that after, but yeah, I do remember those days. That was definitely always a who brought the gun to the knife fight kind of games.
Yeah.
For sure. Like that, yeah, those were always spicy ones. They never went on to, or not typically would go on to a later game, to say the least.
No, it kept it nice and spicy. I'm glad we still have a little bit of that. These guys don't want to like give up the 12 pool. They want to make sure their opponents still know, hey, you just gotta be ready for this. Sometimes the 12 pool is just what's up.
Well, if there's two guys that can bring a little bit of terror to Rainer and Cyril, it's these two. And that's why. So thankfully we have Dark and Solar.
Yeah, truthfully, we gotta have something to break up the monotony of standard European macro. And Dark's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah. What's cool is the fact that we've seen Cyril actually been. It appears like not only Rainer but Cyril been studying some Dark play and in other matchups. But honestly, if I was to say for anybody to look at anybody for ZVZ, it's Solar. Solar is just so good at ZVZ.
He is very good at ZVZ. I feel like a lot of it's just so straightforward, though, right? Like the hardest thing about ZVZ is there's no, I don't know. There's definitely right and wrong things to do, but it's so hard to read when to build Lings and Banes, right? When do you transition your tech? How to scout what your opponent is doing, and these players are so good at hiding what they're going for as well, and making you think, oh, look at all these drones at the natural, but really they like main-arted them from the main just to fool you and bamboozle you. The bamboozle of ZVZ is just one of my favorite things.
Well, the crazy thing is, too, and now thinking back to when I was casting with Cats, and he really got me thinking of something that wasn't at one point. Something I don't think about a lot, because I'll be honest, Zerg is not my... when we're looking at ZVZ, it's not my specialty to cast. When I play Zerg, it's my best matchup. I'm Zerg. But when it comes down to it, the funny thing is it's the same with all races. More is better than less. But with Zerg, it's hard to count all the stuff. And one Ling difference, literally one Ling, is just one Zergling earlier on is massive in a fight. Potentially.
It certainly can be, and well, one Baneling is worth its weight in gold. And actually, one Bane just went out there. Dark mismicroing a little bit, hit a larva or hit an egg with a Baneling. It looks like Solar should be able to keep this third base alive. Dark's not super committed to this. Just sending a first, like, one group of Lings across. But as I say that, he's got more Lings and Banes on the way right now.
No, but Dark's going to have this Roach Warren finishing up pretty quick, Chickenman. He's going right into him.
Yeah, Solar's going to pop out 5 Roaches. And this feels a lot like Game 1. But Dark committed a lot harder in Game 1. I feel like Solar should be able to defend here, but that being said, he's being pushed away by the Banelings on both fronts. Dark is just diving into the natural, and that third base, it is going to go down. Never mind, this looks exactly like Game 1. Oh my god, and the Banelings getting on the drones. Only 6 drones going down here. The Roaches are out, but the third base dies. And that's, again, this is what killed Solar in game number 1.
Yeah, or killed Dark, rather. Like, the funny thing is, Dark, I don't know. I know I misspoke on that, but I think this is pretty wild, Chickenman, and pretty crazy.
Yeah, Dark's Roach Warren's only about halfway done, so he's going to have to defend this with Lings and Banes. And right now, Solar, he's already at 9 Roaches. He has more on the way. Lings behind this as well. Banelings morphing on the front lines. Dark's going to have a tough time defending this, I think. Sending the Banelings in. Not going to get too many good connections here, but the Ling's getting some good surface area. The Queens are off creep fighting this. That means they're very vulnerable if Solar starts winning. Can Dark hold on? That's just the question here. The Roach Warren's done. He's got 5 Roaches on the way. If he can get those out, maybe.
Well, the thing is Dark has been holding great because he's been target firing nicely on these Roaches that got damaged from Solar, but Solar's got more Banes of his own, and he can target fire these Banelings of Dark's third hatch or not, as you say. It's a little crazy, but the problem is as you said before, can the Roaches get out? That's the bigger factor now. We'll just have to see with this fight, Chickenman.
Yeah, Solar looks like he's going to try to push up into the natural. He's got a lot of Lings, and oh no, all the Banelings are gone. Dark, he doesn't have any Banes left, and that's just going to be it as the reinforcing Lings overwhelm Dark. Solar goes up 2-1 in the series. That game,
yeah,
it's
GG.
so much. That was so much like game number 1. But in game 1, Dark just had enough on the defenses. Roach Warren was up a little bit sooner. And actually, I think what really won Dark game 1 is he delayed with the Lings on the other side of the map. This game, Solar was immediately running across the map. As soon as that third died, Dark did not have a chance to tech up out of it. GG.
Yeah, GG indeed. Do you mind giving me just a few seconds again, sir?
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
All right, thank you.
Eddie in the chat. Hello, Eddie. Elite casting
Eddie.
duo. You must have us muted. I don't know if elite is the word I'd use. We're definitely casting, though. And there's 2 of us. So that makes us a duo. Who's the other caster? The other caster is DaveTesta. I even have a co-caster command. Wow. Look at me go. Also, I think it's in the title. It should be in the title. It's Dave. It is Dave indeed. We're having a good time. These matches are excellent. We got game 4 of Dark versus Solar now. Solar on match point.
Yeah, I'm back already.
Welcome
back. You need a minute too, Chickenman. You please do say so. I know it's
doing good right now.
improper.
Probably get
Eddie,
some
big
water
thank
after
you
this
again.
match, but
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the beauty of these. The games are so good, but at the end of the day, you don't have to wait for lobbies. We're quicker than the dead airspace we normally get on EPTs.
it's very nice. It's very nice. I gotta say, the not stressing about missing a lobby every single time it's just lovely. I don't know about you. I've missed so many lobbies in the past. We're like, all right, game 2's coming up. And then you see like the players enter game and you're like, oh, no, you guys, why would you do that to me?
Yep. How long between games do these pros take? Region, hello. Sorry to say this, Chickenman. Thanks for the follows. Why? But he was asking, we're casting this from replays, but nobody knows the scores. Nobody's seen this but us.
Yeah.
Right now,
These are all very recently played matches that have not been seen yet. So you don't know the results. Nobody does except the players and Eddie, who is running the event, runs all sorts of OSC stuff.
And before we get into this one, let's go. Yeah, go on. We got to give the OSC plug here.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to support the event, if you're enjoying the OSC Championships and want to help continue to support it, consider donating to the Indiegogo. !support on my chat. Is it support on yours as well?
Yeah, I added the same command.
There you go.
So I have the Indiegogo. We also have, I have too much information, in fact, possibly, but we also have the Ko-Fi, and the OSC website. So check it out. OSC's been around for over 11 years now, technically, I think.
Yeah.
This is the 11th season.
This is the 11th World Championships. I feel like they just get better. Maybe that's my perception.
Yeah, I mean, we started with Pig, and now we're going on to stuff. We just had Bop Clem, who just won Atlanta, his first major tournament, they call it. But in my eyes, it's a premier tournament in today's standing. I don't know why that's still called premier in Wikipedia. I don't know if you agree with me, Chickenman, or not. But
premier's the next level. You know, premier's, that's the...
Well, we don't have, but for how many tournaments we have, I think it should probably change. You know what I mean?
It's premier, you know? It's a LAN, you know? I think it's like a prize pool thing or like a prestige thing.
I know yeah, but it's still like that's what I'm getting at is the money is that's why this stuff I'm trying to give us all a boost. OSC.
This should be premier.
KSL. I mean, truthfully, we're looking at games that are in GSL right now.
Oh yeah.
GSL Code S level. Like,
speaking of which, we got to get into game 4.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have no idea what map this is going to be on. This one didn't even load something for us.
So Eddie, if you could you please let us know? Were you part of this masking the maps to the casters thing? Because we're getting
I
some
straight up, I think it's just
going
like a replay lobby bug.
It's amazing. I've never seen, but I think it would be the best troll to hide everything. That's insane. That's next level. So well done if so. If not, that's also cool.
All right. Well, we've made it to Alcyone. It's a very, very normal map in the map pool. Nothing crazy here, thankfully. And spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we have Dragon Kites's Dark, who's down 1-2 at the moment.
And his opponent in the bottom left, in the blue, from Onside Gaming. He says Alcyone. I say El Capone. He likes his pastrami, his gabagool, and his solder. Huh? What do you think about that?
All right, we just got real New York Italian in here.
I snuck it in at Blizzard headquarters while Thank you, Eddie. I love it, dude.
The one StarCraft intern. I hope they're still there with all these layoffs.
They are. No, with all the layoffs, the beauty is there is a post about that from the SC2 Balance team Twitter.
I love that Twitter is just they come out of retirement every like 6 months to post an absolute banger. It's so good.
And that was the perfect time. I was like, yes, this is the best time we need it. Well, joke's on you. We don't get paid, so we're not used to getting paid, so we're still here. Oh man.
You know, so I have a guess actually as to why the weird lobby bug might happen. I wonder if it's from renaming the replays. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Like
we'll have to play around with that. I bet you know who would know would be Ali?
Probably.
No, I bet you.
Or it could be something that just like broke in the most recent patch. You really never know.
It's patch to patch. Even that, like, it's usually patch to patch too. Sometimes I don't think that's the case. Yeah, there's so many factors. This game is old enough that there are all sorts of anomalies, and at the end of the day, I would take that over lobbies not working like they had in Europe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like the
not too long
code
ago.
for this game, you ever go into like a storage place that's just got all sorts of stuff? Like honestly, like an old computer shop or something where they just have like boxes and boxes and things stacked on each other and everything's like barely holding together. The shelves feel like they're gonna fall at any minute. That's what the code of this game is like. It's just been built up over the years. Nobody really knows what's everywhere. It's been passed on too many times. It's just like kind of filled with secrets, and nobody really wants to go through it all and figure it all out anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of being too old to be passed on and passed around too much and overused, and no, I'm joking. Pilly, thank you for the raid. I
was wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah, I've never called Pilly. Pilly, I hope you had a good stream. Chickenman and I are covering OSC Masters Cup. But come on, man, it's Pilly. We got to give that man some love here. Absolutely. I know you're a big fan of Mr. Pilly too.
Nah, he's all right.
Yeah, well, as much as we can be. I'm joking. I can't ever say anything. I love Pilly.
Looks like Solar's getting a little bit more aggressive this game. Building a couple more lings a little earlier, but Zerg's got some Banes on the defense. He should be just fine here.
Yeah, exactly. Pilly's already like turning over. He's like, I was about to go to bed. Now I'm going to be tossing and turning. He's like, Dave and Chickenman are casting a ZVZ. Got to help us.
Yeah.
Right,
you know what's fun about the ZVZ is I've heard a couple times that a lot of the players just don't practice this matchup in particular. Dark just wasted one Baneling on one Ling. Man, come on, Dark.
But what's the practice in Korea? They got Solar and Dark and Shin and
I know.
And
well, the problem is you practice against each other, and then you all know each other's builds because you're only practicing with the other two people who you're gonna play against.
Yeah.
But now Solar's running across the map. Dark's got 8 roaches on the way. They are not quite here yet, though. I think Solar needs to get in sooner rather than later and get on top of this third base. Solar is down a few workers, but he's up 10 army supply. Cover those roaches popping at a perfect time for Dark. Banelings coming in, pushing the Lings away of Solar as the Lings surround Solar's roaches. I think this is a good start for Dark, but he's got to keep those units coming out because Solar is not stopping the pressure right now. He's got 20 more Zerglings on the way.
Yeah, and as this goes on, this is getting crazy. Here, I'm gonna have to bring it up in a second. This fight is going crazy. Solar down in workers, but ahead in army supplies, still getting that work in. And he's got enough to get aggressive if the reinforcements arrive. But Eddie's saying, fun fact, Pilly actually placed number 4 in season 3 in 2015 of the World Championship.
Damn. About a million years ago, proving he is in fact an old man, as you previously stated. It looks like Dark is going to deflect this for now. He is still a couple workers ahead, but this is close enough where Solar could go into drones if he wanted to. He doesn't want to, though. He's got 7 more roaches on the way, nothing but units coming out, and Dark is reading this correctly. Dark is only building units as well.
Yeah, exactly. And meanwhile, I can just see the not frown, but like Pasha going down after this. Our young little Pasha. Now in the geriatrics ward, he's literally applying for his AARP card, Chickenman.
Hey, welcome to the club, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome in. Our boy finally is able to shave.
Dark's gonna go for a counterattack, feeling like maybe he's got an edge here, but he doesn't. Look at that army supply, man. 58 to 40. I think Solar was trying to bait him. I think Solar was like, oh, look, I'm pulling back. Oh, I've probably droned up. Oh, look at me. You want to counterattack me. And no. And now Solar's just going to send it across the map.
I love this full set. This is where Solar's good, but this is where Dark's being wise. He knows both these guys are, speaking of boomers, Dark and Solar, know what's up. Dark dropping a couple spines. He dropped the Evo before. He knows great advantage if he holds and it lingers on somehow.
Oh, a massive Baneling hitting the natural as Solar tries to run by. And he loses so many of his Lings, and now the army supply is completely flipped. And Solar, he went all in. But you're right, Dark, he knew what he was doing. He only made a few drones and then straight back into units, got the spine crawlers, got the Baneling hits. And I think Dark is just going to take this one to the bank here. There it is.
Yeah, that's
GG. Dark
Very
ties us up and takes us to game number 5.
amazing.
Gotta love it. Man, ZVZ. It's exciting. It's just like
Chickenman.
waiting for one person to just decide to build a bunch of units is what it feels like.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, game 5. Once again, do not know what map this is on. That just makes it exciting. We're just going to get in. We're all going to be surprised together. It's going to be Hecate. Good old
Yeah,
Hecate.
absolutely. Chickenman, I honestly could go all night with you, but I think we need to at least do something right here. So it's actually a 2-1, huh?
No, it's 2-2. This is game
It's
5,
2-2.
bud.
Yeah, this is game 5.
We're on match
My
point.
brain.
This is it. We're either going to have a very short game or a very long game. It's only a matter of time before we find out those. I see no 12 pools. That at least starts us off well. And spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Hecate, we have Dragon Kitesy's Dark.
And his opponent in the lower left in the blue from Onside Gaming. It is Solar. For some reason, I always call him Solar.
Solar.
It makes him sound like extra based because he is. He's a really good player. He's the guy that he's the first Zerg, in my opinion, then we saw when it was fresh and hot and new, that shut down the hero build convincingly every EPT Cup for the first couple after. Like, truthfully. He goes, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go into +1 melee. We're going to go Ling Bane. And Solar's always a pretty good Ling Bane player as it stands. And he showed the pros how to do it.
I think Solar's big power is his ability to just deflect and defend for incredible amounts of time with like what feels like not quite enough. But with Solar, it's always just enough, it feels like. He's just holding on with the very bare minimum. And then the moment he can flip the script and attack you, you're just dead. Like, if you can't actually break him, you're going to die the moment he can flip it on you.
Well, my silver lining to that Chickenman is my hot take on Solar is he has some of the best Ling run bys of anybody. That's another thing. Like, if you can cheek in a Ling run by while defending, Solar's the guy to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Those Ling run bys, we see how important they are in a lot of macro games. He tried to get a Ling run by last game, and he ran into like
ZVZ,
2 Banes.
It's harder, but I didn't mean.
But
to
in
go
general,
off,
no, it really is true, and it's funny. Like, sometimes I'll see a game and I'll be like, this feels exactly like a game that somebody like Solar won. But if you can't get that Ling run by, you can't get those Lings to the other side of the map, it just makes it so much harder. Somehow, the game is so much harder, even though you have a bunch of Lings doing something else. And it shows you how important like the focus is and the APM of your opponent ends up being.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is pretty wild. And that said, it's pretty standard macro game. We're going to see a knife's edge lead, I believe, for Dark for metabolic. Dark for both, actually, the Baneling Nest and metabolic boost. So he got on his gas a little quicker, but Solar actually just going with one Ling to scout, not being as aggressive this game, I feel.
Now, both players heading towards their third bases. We'll see. Just keep an eye on that production tab. At some point, somebody might just make 18 Lings. That's usually how ZVZ goes, but nobody is just yet. We got the Roachborn going down here for Solar, and Solar is generally who I expect to play a little bit more macro-focused. Dark, obviously, one of the most aggressive. Actually, I would just straight up say the most aggressive professional Zerg player. He's crazy sometimes.
Well, the thing about Dark is, I almost wouldn't even call him crazy. Dark is extremely calculated, and I could see where he would lose and sometimes in CVZ or win as much, depending on who you're saying the opponent is. Solar, in my opinion, would be the quicker one to cheese as we saw in game number 2 or 3. But Dark always has this innate ability to know when to build and when to drone. And he can go in what seems like an all-in and be like, surprise, we just drone perfect at the perfect time behind it. And that's something that always just baffles me about Dark. He's just so good at that.
Yeah, it is really impressive, and I think that's the crux of ZVZ more than even the other matchups. Is knowing exactly when to build the units, exactly when to drone. It can be really, really tough, and I think Dark just got a little caught off guard there. He canceled what was, I believe, an Evo chamber after realizing there was a bunch of stuff coming across the map. But Solar, he's going for the bamboozle. He's got 8 drones behind this, and he starts up a lair. I think Dark might have overreacted to seeing some units coming across the map.
Yeah, for sure. And Solar is leading in workers, but is going to be... He's kind of playing defensively, but he's building units. He's going into the layer, though, but Solar's is already ahead. Now I'm not really so sure how this is going to play out, Chickenman. It's in my eyes, it kind of favors Solar a little bit.
Yeah, I think Solar's got a slight edge. He built units earlier, and he started walking across the map, but I think once he realized that Dark had some roaches out too, Dark was looking good on the defense. He just decided to back up and build drones. And I feel like it's worked out for Solar, but I don't know. It's an incredibly even game at the moment, and even the income graph is looking very, very similar. So I think we'll get a nice little macro game out of this. I feel like this is our most macro game so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's ZVZ, so I don't blame or fault players if they go for anything. Solar's going to have a nice knife's edge lead on the tech, but I think it's equalizing out a little bit. But the Spire here, the important thing is not to have the scouted from Solar.
They both went for a Spire.
Well,
this is beautiful.
I was expecting that earlier from Solar. If he did it a little earlier, it'd be better, but it's going to even out with a slight lead to Solar because of his economy and the tech. Like, the upgrades are faster for Solar. Dark has kind of an upgrade supply, and I think Solar actually misread the situation. He built 2 spines before. If you saw that, and canceled them, it looks like. If I'm not mistaken, he canceled them. Yes, he did.
Dark still has a spine up somewhere that he built earlier on. But they're both going Spire. The Spires are over halfway done now. And I don't think either player knows the other player has a Spire, so...
Well, Dark's about to find out, maybe. Yeah. Well, I don't think this queen's going to kill it in time. Yeah, he's going to get the scout.
Oh, he turned! He turned to keep it alive!
Oh!
Can the Overseer spot it? Ooh.
I think it's going to...
Yeah, he sees it. Oh, did you see that little move?
That was so sick,
He sieged the Overseer to get the extra vision, spotted the Spire, and now, right before his finishes, now he knows he's going to build the Corruptors.
Oh, my God.
What a move, dude. What a move.
What in the name of build order counters are we... But let's look at the Roach supply count, the army supply. For Solar,
push out here for Solar.
He gets a kill on a cancel. No, was it a kill on a cancel?
I think it was a kill, and now Solar trying to push up here. His +1 was just a little bit earlier than Dark's, and he's going to try to take advantage of it. Kills a queen, kills that 4th base. These banelings are coming in that really don't want to be used here, but they might have to be.
Well, they are. But the thing is
the Mutas tried to reinforce, but the Corruptors got here at the same time. So now the Mutas and Corruptors are just going to go kill Overlords.
Solar going into a Hydra Den. I like that. So, you know, problem is with the Corruptors is, funnily enough, something we don't usually... I personally don't see enough lately is Queens really aren't going to kill Corruptors fast. So it's a little different than Mutas.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is a weird position. Building Corruptors in ZVZ always feels weird, but in this situation, it's completely stopped these Mutas from getting damage done. They've just kind of killed a couple Overlords each. I guess he kills a drone there, but the Muta's not finding a lot of damage. The Corruptors could always, you know, pee on a building.
Well, that said, Solar is still leading that upgrade advantage. Funnily enough, getting at No, he's not actually. I thought for some reason I saw a Corruptor, but I did not. It's just needing new glasses. We have a bunch of Hydras coming out, which is what we expected. So
Yeah,
the army
and-
supply lead, the upgrade advantage, and now with Hydras with the... I don't think that's a great switch. In the 4th base behind you. I was going to say not only a lead, he's got a lead on all fronts, even though he's got a supply block.
Yeah, supply block's bound to happen. The Hydra's going to be a lot better now than they used to be because they can keep up with the Roaches a little bit more, and the Roach Ravager, there's off creep speed getting buffed. I want to say recently, but that was probably like a year and a half ago or something. I don't know when that patch happened.
Yeah,
Well, Solar's got to be careful though. He's going to run up this ramp against some Roach Ravager. Dark is ready for him. But +2's about to finish for Solar. He wants to fight soon. He's going to have that upgrade lead for a while, and he wants to take advantage of it.
yeah, exactly. It's looking a little...
Dark's queuing up some Corruptor action here, and there's no Spore Crawlers. The 4th base getting peed on. Spore is going to move over to be in position with the main base. That lair is also getting hit. It looks like Solar's going to be able to defend. Oh, wait, no, he's not. His 4th base goes down.
No.
I lied
His
to
4th
you.
goes down. Yeah, he could not save the 4th, but still, he's already killed the previous. Army supplies max for both, and Solar leading on upgrades for this engagement if he takes it, but it's about to change really quickly.
Yeah, it's a tough engagement to take right now with all these ramps going on and Dark holding the high ground at the moment. I feel like he's got to be a little careful. The Mutas they were doing a little something on the other side of the map, but they'll finally get killed, it looks like.
Ooh.
And now Solar's got some Burrow Roaches gonna go do some fun magic. So Dark's got to be paying attention. I think he did see that Burrow, or the fact that Tunneling Claws finished on these Roaches, so he's gonna keep an eye out for it. But his 4th base already getting jumped on by a few Roaches. There's more of them heading into the natural, but those ones will get caught and killed. However, this is going to give Solar a chance to push through the middle of the map. And this is exactly what he was hoping to do, is utilize those Roaches, get the army out of position, and then try to push in over here.
Yeah, lots of little stuff happening, Chickenman. Dark with all the corrosive vials. He had some nasty ones earlier. They were little, but in these kind of matchup, in this matchup especially, the little trades could be huge. And that being said, the Corruptors are coming back again.
Yeah, Transfuse going to try to hold on to this base, but I mean, those Corruptors just chew through the base hit points. Down goes the natural.
And the
Solar,
denied.
he's trying to get into a Lurker Den, trying to get into a Hive as well, but Dark made it really difficult, doing some good damage on that side of the map.
Yeah, he denied pneumatized Carapace as well, Chickenman. So Dark's going to have speed overlords and overseers where Solar will not. And that's actually going to favor Dark because, well, we had Burrow for Solar, and guess what? Dark's going to follow suit. He's going for Burrowed Roaches. He was Mr. Roach. This could favor Dark very handedly.
Yeah, and so far the Burrow Roaches really haven't done much at all on Dark's side of the map. But if Solar is not ready for them, the counter Burrow sometimes can be really powerful when it's this much later and you're not really thinking about like, oh, my opponent could do that too. Could catch Solar off guard. But Dark's coming in at the 4th base and Solar's completely out of position. He's got to come back here and defend. Where is he? Dark's just diving into the natural. Solar's on the other side of the map. Got a bit of a base trade going on here.
Yeah, we got Corruptors diving into the Hive.
Oh, the Hive, that's not finishing.
Nope.
Oh, and Biles landing like crazy. But Solar, he's going in. Oh, he's got to take a good fight here. There's a Spine Crawler. Drone's getting pulled. A lot of Roaches here for Dark. Dark just trying to trade decently. No, he's getting good damage on the other side of the map.
Yeah, he's trading more efficiently for sure. And this Hydra down at this base is kind of rough. Oh, nice drone pulling away because it saves them from the Biles. But Solar actually ultimately taking out more stuff in a way. But there's no
The Burrow
detection.
Roaches, they want to pop up on top of this, but you're right. There's no detection here for Solar for the moment. This fight's going to end up being a little weird. Some Ravagers coming in from the backside trying to get some Biles. This is a big part of Solar's army. And it looks like Dark's going to take it down, but you know what? That wasn't as clean as I expected it to be. These Hydras doing some good DPS. Solar maintains the army supply lead and the worker lead. Solar's up 40 supply. And the hatch.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, he's 60. Yeah, he does. I mean, well, Dark is rebuilding his Yeah, Dark's lost a couple of hatches.
Yeah,
here.
that's true.
3 hatches. Solar's lost 3, and they call it a hive, but it was a hive in transition. He has more mutas. What are these mutas?
Oh, the mutas coming in. Okay.
The BM mutas.
I mean, are
Honestly,
they BM mutas? These are like, he's trying to take advantage of the fact that most of the corruptors died, and a lot of the queens died. But I mean, I don't know. These corruptors are super low. The mutas are going to take them out. More mutas could be made. They're not currently being made. Theoretically, they could be made.
I think he was forcing out transit. Oh, the burrow.
Oh, that was a sick burrow. Wait. Oh, he went back in with 1 muta. He got it.
Oh,
what a baller
man.
move by Solar. Solar is 50 supply up right now. He's got the Roach Hydra coming out. Very powerful composition. I believe the Lurker Den is still in existence, so he could build some Lurkers.
Yeah, and
even if they don't have
his
their
hive's
upgrade.
just starting. But Dark's hive is going to finish. He has his lair as well. He's just getting some Hydras, so he's going to go straight to Lurkers. And one thing to note, Chickenman, there's only 1 Overseer for Solar. So
Yeah, but
this game is...
Solar is so far ahead. Look at the worker count, 38 to 65. Dark is barely mining. How is he going to actually support Lurkers? I feel like the problem here for Dark is maybe he can get 1 army up, but he is spending every dollar he has. Solar is at 180 supply. He's kind of banking up a little bit here. I'm assuming he's going to build a bunch of Lurkers, but first he's going to dive up this ramp. This is not the way, though. That's not... There's Lurkers here. You don't want to dive up that ramp.
I can see throws and fights, but at the same time, again, 1 Overseer is something to be noted. If Dark, well, yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of Hydras. If Dark snipes that Overseer, I say Observer, and he kills that army, it's not like there's a massive, like there's a bank just now starting again for Solar. Solar doesn't have that much money, so if he killed that army and had an extensively, amazingly good trade because of no detection. Well, speaking of no detection, look at Solar with the scouting and roach squad. I think that would be his Dark's ticket back in the game more so.
I mean, I feel like Dark is...
He's
trying to use any tool he has right now. He's got a Nidus finishing up. He does have those Lurker upgrades on the way. Dark is in a bad spot right now. He needs to get some damage done, because it's really only a matter of time before Solar can start taking fights. And Solar, here he is diving in on top of the 3rd base. He is going to lose a lot of roaches for nothing. The Nidus in the corner here, Dark is able to see it. He's going to send some units over. So the Nidus not getting anything done just yet. But Dark's hitting with some roaches. There's roaches in Dark's base. Oh no, Dark's Lurker Den goes down before Adaptive Talents finishes.
Oh, that was a sick kill. I think that's it, dude. That's probably the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, even as 10 workers go down here, Dark getting some good damage. He's still down 20 drones, though. Like, does 10 workers matter? I don't know. Maybe the 10 lurkers will, though. Dark is going to siege up on this base. But Solar, he just pulls the drones away. He decides not to engage just yet. He does have Vipers coming out. I think he might already have a couple. Yeah, he's got 3 full energy Vipers right now. I don't know. Blinding Clouds are pretty good on lurkers. Dark trying to split his army here, but he's still down 25 army supply. Got to be super careful with these units.
Honestly, I'm going to make a statement here. It feels like Dark has not been playing quite like Dark lately. And not just this, and a lot of stuff. He made his announcement that he's no longer on Dragon Kaitza.
Oh, really?
And
I did not see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on he actually went on Twitter. Which is a shame. Like, I love Dark, obviously, but it's... So I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Wait, are we going to lose a Zerg player in Korea? That'd be...
Yeah, I know he's got his military
sad.
service coming up, so it might just be because of that, letting that lapse.
Yeah.
But Solar's coming in for the attack here, and it feels like Dark... I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to this one. He's down 45 supply, and Solar doesn't even need to take super efficient trades, but with these Vipers, he absolutely can take efficient trades. And he's just going to keep edging his way forward here. This is game 5. Dark, his life is on the line. I mean, there's the lower bracket, so his upper bracket life is on the line.
Oh, he takes out a Viper, though. That was pretty cool.
Some good vials right there, a Viper and a Lurker. Meanwhile, some Roach counterattacks. It looks like it is going to get cleaned up by the Spine Crawler, but Dark, he's still fighting for it. A Blinding Cloud goes down. Another Viper dies to Biles. Dark's Biles are just getting the most value they possibly can. He's going to get an Overseer as well. This is kind of insane right now from Dark.
The fact that he's making a game when it's 29 to 50, or the fact that he's made it 50, but it's going to be about to be 3 kills it. Forcing Solar back because there's nothing else Solar can do. He has to go back. This is
wild. Yeah, and Solar knocked back down to 3 bases. He's going to retake his 4th. But, I mean, that's a huge amount of his mining right now. Can Dark somehow pull this back? Is that possible? He needs a base, though, so desperately. There's so few minerals left at this 3rd. The natural is out. The main is out. I mean...
And Solar's got a bank of minerals, but not much gas. This is the late game ZVZ we wanted out of this series. Anybody, that's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad game 5, they're giving us the late game. Got Hydra Lurker Viper here. Dark spending all of his gas on a bunch of Ravagers. He's like, the biles have been good. Keep them coming.
Yeah. It is pretty wild to see. I think Solar made some mistakes, but it is the run. I was missing them too, but those run bys, like Dark was doing little bits of stuff, even I think in between there.
Yeah, I mean the roaches getting across to the other side of the map were so key there for Dark. At the same time, he's trading really well defensively against the like Hydra Lurker player. Solar does have more Vipers out though. He's up to 6 Vipers, which is a crazy amount. And he's gonna start just being able to yoink some stuff. A Parabomb goes down. Because Dark only has 1 Viper, so he's trying to make the best of it right now.
Oh, and he's making some decent... Oh, my God. They made some decent work with that.
Ooh, more biles coming in here. Solar needs to be careful engaging against this. Is getting a few yoinks, and it looks like the Lurkers have been separated, and suddenly Dark, a little out of position, is forced to cancel that base again, as all these drones just have nowhere to go.
If Dark somehow comes back this game and wins it, I don't know what else to say other than what a freaking legend, dude. This is...
Ooh. I mean, that would be insane. It's feeling harder and harder by the second, though, as his supply drops under 100, and there's the GG. Dark making a game out of it, but Solar able to close it out, takes the game, takes the series, and moves on in the upper bracket.
Wow, very well played. Very well played.